We are live.
We're recording. All right, we are live. Well, Lydia and I want to welcome everybody here. Thanks for coming to our Oils and Emotions class. This is our official second one, and we're loving it. And the first one was really special, and we are just really putting our heart into this one for you guys. So happy that you're all here. Make sure to name your devices because we are going to have a couple of giveaways at the end. And put your names on there. Like I said, my name is Doris and Lydia is doing the class with me. And we're just happy to share a little bit about our journey and a little bit of our heart today with you all. My hubby is assisting with a couple of graphics and the giveaway. So if he's on there, he can wave. I guess he's not on there. First of all, we want to let you all know we are not doctors, but we have found so many benefits from using our oils to help with balance and also with processing emotions, lifting our moods. We recognize that there's a place for MDs and we respect that. So of course, please see a doctor if you're feeling the need to do that. We just want to share what has given us some relief in the middle of kind of the chaos that's going on. Today, we're specifically talking about Young Living oils. They're the oils that we use. If you want to know more information on why we use these, feel free to visit seedtoseal.com or reach out to whoever invited you to the class today. Also, like Lydia said, feel free to take notes and any questions, we will do a question and answers at the end of our class. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm sorry, give me a second. Oh, public speaking. So we're going to cover today the science and you're going to learn about us, what caused us to, of course, turn to our oils. Now, here's a question, rhetorical. Did you know that the only sense directly connected with the limbic system, which is our emotional command center, is scent? The limbic system is known as the seat of emotions. I'm going to have Jason bring up the graphic a little bit. So hopefully I'll start talking and the graphic will come up. But our olfactory bulb lies at the very top of our sinus cavity. So the other one with the bulb. Say that again, bulb. Our olfactory bulb lies at the very top of our sinus cavity, and it detects odors when air rushes past it, carrying aromatic molecules. This is an extension of our brain. It extends into our limbic system where we process our emotions. Our feelings, whether positive or negative, originate from the limbic lobe of the brain. The first place that it's affected is the amygdala, our basic fight, flight, freeze, alarm area. It determines in a split second if we are in danger or not. Humans have about 20 million olfactory receptors on top of our sinus cavity, and we are able to detect 10,000 to 40,000 different scents. Could you bring down the graphic, please? Now I'm going to give you a couple of examples. First, the positive one. When you smell your favorite meal or your favorite dessert cooking in the kitchen, how do you feel? You haven't tasted it yet, but how do you feel? Happy, comforted, loved, needed, seen, all cozy, warm feelings. Does it take you back in time? Does it take you back to grandma's house, mom's house? For me, the smell of Greek food brings my mom to mind. She learned how to cook from a neighbor in Chicago, and she was a lady that was Greek, and they would make Greek chicken and potatoes. So for me, lemon and oregano brings me back to that time. Now here's another example, now a negative example. This happened to us very recently. My hubby was going to cook some potatoes, and he opened up the bag of potatoes and dumped it into the sink. We were literally like slapped in the face by the smell of rotted potatoes. Seconds, we smelled it. And it was so bad that we immediately felt sick to our stomachs. It caused a physical reaction. And this is just a smell, something invisible. We felt disgusted and we're just like, oh, it was horrible. We had to open up all the windows. We were we're in Wisconsin. It's cold now. So in a split second, a smell can cause us to feel something, whether it be love, whether it be disgust. Just a smell, which is invisible to our eyes, it can cause an immediate reaction. So scents, smells can either help or they can harm. And just because we can't see a smell doesn't mean that it's not there. It does serve as a protection. When you think about it, if you were to cook a chicken that smells horrible, what is that letting you know? The horrible smell, even though it doesn't look bad, is letting you know you probably shouldn't cook that chicken because it's probably going to make you sick. So it's an amazing thing, our sense of smell. So now we're talking about essential oils. What are they? Essential oils are natural extracts that are distilled from various parts of plants. Leaves, stems, bark, flowers, roots, and seeds, all depending on the type of plant that it is. They have been used for thousands of years. If you are a Bible reader, you know how often incense and frankincense, as well as cedarwood and myrrh, is mentioned in the Bible. When it comes to science, the chemical constituents of essential oils are very complex. A single drop of essential oil may contain up to 40 million, I look at the number, I'm like, 40 million trillion molecules. That is 4 with 19 zeros behind it. The human body has roughly 100 trillion cells. That's 1 with 14 zeros behind it. What does that mean? One single drop of essential oil applied to the body, if absorbed completely, could put 40,000 molecules of oil into each and every cell of our body. So just a little bit of true essential oils can cause a positive effect if used regularly. And now Miss Lydia is going to take it away. You're muted.
Should probably unmute myself. Okay, so now with knowing, I just want to make sure this is working, but it switches us over. Okay, so now based on everything that Doris was mentioning, this is when the power of diffusing comes in, and also how smell can affect our hormones. So I wanted to chat a little bit about that. So when we diffuse our essential oils, the oils evaporate into the air, but this allows the oils to send little particles of the oils into the air. That's when we smell them, and the benefits are really, really easy to start sinking in and bringing those benefits to our olfactory, to our hormones, to our mental health, all of this. So if you have a diffuser, you are probably in love with it as I am. I have a diffuser literally in every room because it's something that can support our sleep. It can help us focus. It can keep us motivated. Even for our kiddos that are doing virtual learning, it's such a good tool to have. And this is all because when scent again hits that hypothalamus, the oils can really have an impact on our mood, our motivation, and our hormones. They can help regulate our hormones because this is where the part of our brain that kind of sends that signal to our body. If we're really, really stressed and we have those calming oils, relaxing oils like frankincense and lavender going, those oils are going to be able to help trigger our body response into releasing serotonin, which is the calming hormone, into our bodies and bring us more to a centered emotional state. And then the same goes with the other part of our brain that Doris was talking about, the amygdala, which is where we store all of our memories. So again, when we use oils that are good for, depending on the emotions we're feeling, this can bring an effect of detox to strong emotions, and memories, and actually help us to replace them with more positive ones. So oils, when diffusing them and when smelling them, go so deep. They trigger recovery, they cleanse out bad, they replenish good, and then they honestly just bring the balance that I know a lot of us have been looking for and love about essential oils, especially in the times that we're living in. And it's all because those oils are able to break blood-brain barrier. So this kind of takes us a little bit more into this, how essential oils can affect our cells. And the amazing thing is that one drop you can find, like if you put one drop, let's say on your head, of essential oil, that oil is going to disperse throughout your body, and you will be able to find a little bit of that oil in every cell of your body within 20 minutes. It is positively amazing. But this is when we have that extra positive effect for our body. So cells make up literally everything, but they also contain very important ingredients to our body, like hormones. They contain our nutrients, our minerals, and they even have oxygen. So keeping our body healthy and keeping our mind healthy go hand in hand completely. But then again, as we all are women on here, you know, we still need to clean, we still got to shower, we got to wash the dishes, and we got to do laundry. So, like, you might ask, like, well, honestly, could these activities actually be causing me emotional harm? Like, let's all laugh for a second and say, yeah, if we could say that, maybe we wouldn't have to do the dishes again. But it kind of gives us a bit of perspective in what we're using to clean. So I know, at least for me, I have my specific like cleaning products that I love, that when I use them, my house smells just like that good smell that you know it's clean and it's fresh, or that specific perfume to make me feel confident and like ready for an event or whatever it is. We all have those things. And again, like Doris was saying, it's all triggered by smell to bring that feeling to us. But the thing is that a lot of these products that we may have, it could be makeup, it could be cleaning products, perfumes, they all have ingredients like fragrance and many, many more that actually disrupt our hormones. So going back into emotions, our hormones have a huge deal to do with our emotional balance. And especially as women, this is very, very true. So these different ingredients that we could be using on the daily, as an essential oil absorbs and can attach to our cells, these ingredients can absorb and as well attach to our cells and start mimicking hormones. And that's very true of very common cleaning products, even makeups that we have. These will literally invade our blood, go straight to our cells, and start pushing all of the good stuff out of them. And that's when we can feel an irregulation in our hormones. And also using the chemicals, it can really affect our smell. It can cause an irregulation in our limbic system, in our responses, in our respiratory, our nervous system, all these things that are super connected. It can have a huge, huge effect on that. So now going back to essential oils, when we start using essential oils for these exact reasons, they're able to bind to our system, but it's because they're a natural substance and from the earth, which is amazing. They're actually able to help our cells regenerate. They're able to help our immune system get stronger, even detox emotions. We carry our emotions, of course, up top, But it's proven that we hold certain emotions in different parts of our body. And what I wanted to show you guys a graphic of this to kind of give you an idea. Maybe it's easy for you to identify a feeling that maybe you're feeling. Okay. And so this, as we can see, you can see, for example, anger. That's the one I want to talk about. Anger is one that harbors in our liver. So knowing how essential oils can latch to our cells, help them in a positive way, help them detox emotions that are locked in there. I love using, for example, the blend release. That is a great oil to help overcome feelings of anger, irritation, and actually, like exactly what it's named, release those feelings. So I apply it right over my liver, and that way it can directly absorb and help it. So if you want to write down, a certain emotion to an organ, there's that graphic. If you want someone to share with you another one after the class, it's absolutely awesome. And I've found such a benefit with this. So this, just having that connection between our body and our daily products and how they can really, really have an impact on our cell function, which includes our hormones, and then also our sense of smell, diffusing, but also applying them. Like when we apply oils, we can see that they have the double benefit. So the benefit is going to be attaching to our cells, helping them, regenerating them, building them up, but as well, getting in contact with that limbic system and helping us process, helping us overcome different emotions and calming us down, which is honestly one of the best feelings possible. So that's a little bit on the cell and all of that. I'm going to get a little bit even more sciencey and talk about frequency. I just want to double check something with the Zoom. I'm good with the graphic. Thank you so much. And is it just me or is Doris stuck as the speaker? No? I show up?
Nope. Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Because it looks weird on my screen. Okay, so going into frequency a little bit. This is gonna be mind-blowing. I'm so excited to talk about this. Literally one of my favorite subjects, and it took me a bit to learn this, and once I did, it was like, this makes complete sense. Knowing this bit of science behind essential oils and our body and just how they work together. So first things first, frequency is an energy. It's called bioenergy that flows literally through every living thing. And this frequency is expressed through electromagnetic vibrations. And those vibrations are measured by megahertz. So it is like in every cell, the vibration is the measurement will be able to tell how quickly the cells are circulating and regenerating within the body. And through that, knowing that everybody has a different frequency, health can be measured. For example, if your body's frequency is at 58 megahertz or lower, then that means that it's sickness starts, and like 15 megahertz is death. Like it's pretty crazy how your frequency at least needs to be at 62 and up to be a healthy body. So how does this all do with emotions? Well, it's very interesting that scientists have found that negative thoughts and emotions carry a frequency as well. And they're actually minus 10, minus 15. They can have a huge impact on our overall frequency or wellness. And then on the flip side, positive emotions, positive thoughts can really replenish our frequency. So power of thought is a real thing, you guys. And it's cool because I jotted down this little sentence that says that a higher biometric frequency encourages our body to regenerate damaged cells, build a higher immune defense to viruses, as well as sustain energy vitality. So essential oils are one of those things that truly work in harmony with our body. They accept it, they are able to work with it, and knowing that that one drop, for example, one drop of a frankincense or Idaho blue spruce that is like 300 to 500 megahertz, one of those drops, once absorbed and connected to our cells, that's going to boost our frequency super high. And this is going to help tremendously with our emotions because we're going to be healthier. And by smelling it as well, you know, we can't take that for granted. Those particles going up our nose and hitting our limbic system is going to have a great balancing and like boosting just our general wellness, our general emotional wellness. And then the oils as well are going to be able to keep us above sickness. So it's honestly amazing. The higher the frequency of the oil, those are amazing for emotional recovery. And then low frequencies are more for physical changes like hormones and bacteria and cleaning out toxins from our bodies and certain things. So if we, for example, ingest certain oils that are lower frequency, that is going to provide us with such a good detox and really clean us out of any bacteria and stuff like that, which I think we all know, depending on what it is we eat and whatnot. So we've learned so much, you guys. We've learned about the limbic bulb being connected to our memory center, to our hormone balance, how high frequency oils can have a huge impact on our emotions. And I came up with this cute little phrase. It's cell to emotion, but also it's smell to emotion. So there's really two ways that essential oils can impact our emotions so much. And this is one reason, like Doris was saying, why I love Young Living Seed to Seal Promise. They don't use pesticides. They have their own farms. And that gives me such a reason to believe in the integrity of their oils, and that when I use them, like my body is going to accept them even more. They're pure, and just like embrace change, help us clear out traumas and all of that. So for info, that is the end of the info part, but we did really want to share a little bit about ourselves. Obviously, both Doris and I were moved to do this class because this is something we have benefited from so much. And I think Doris should start, if you don't mind. Tell us a little bit why you started with essential oils and how they've helped you so much with your emotions.
Sure. So here's a little bit about me. I'm going to try to keep it together, but after being a fly on the wall for years, we invested in oils January of last year. I was having a hard time processing a traumatic, scary moment that we had May 2019. My son at that time was 4 years old. He's now 6, went into full anaphylaxis, which is a severe allergic reaction. This happened after he took a tiny little bite out of a hash brown waffle at a restaurant. We didn't know it at the time, but it had 2 forms of dairy in it. We knew he had a severe sensitivity. We didn't know how severe it was. Within about an hour of that tiny bite, he stopped breathing. He started turning blue in my arms, and I had to administer epinephrine. Nice. For the first time ever. And this isn't the only traumatic experience. We had a horrible car accident when he was not even a year old. We were rear-ended on the highway at 65 miles per hour by a young woman. We were fully stopped. And we walked away from that, but it was a pretty close call. And I saw it happening. I was watching her not braking. So all of those things kind of just, you stuff them down because you need to go into survival mode. And so, you know, after the experience with the allergic reaction, it really triggered my fight, flight, freeze response in a way that I had never experienced before. And it felt like it completely changed me. I was in constant fear of finding myself in that situation again, just at that constant state of awareness, which is not good. Like, it puts your body under a lot of stress. It can make you really sick. So I had been watching someone on Instagram for a while talk about oils and how they can be a tool in processing emotions. And I was just like, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Until one day I actually listened because I was done stuffing it down. I needed to process it. I needed to be like a functioning mom for my son. So I saw how she was talking about balancing out emotions and hormones and all these things. And I know that's all connected. Our body's all connected. Like, we can't just say like, oh, I broke my leg, but just power through it. Like, keep walking. No, you can't do that. So the same goes with our emotions. Like, we can shove it down so much until it starts to manifest through other serious health issues. So we made the decision to why not give it a try before turning to pharmaceuticals. Now, nothing against doctors. Western medicine and natural remedies can and should live in the same world. Medicine, doctors, nurses, the EMTs, they saved my son. We believe in it. But at the same time, we wanted to see if there was something else that could give us a measure of relief. And so my hubby said, happy early anniversary, get your bundle. So I went ahead and I ordered the oily bundle with the diffuser, 12 oils, samples of thieves and ningxia. And this was January of last year, I ordered it. February, I started to feel better. This wasn't like just a switch. Like, yeah, there was one oil that really helped, but I started to progressively start to feel better. And then in March, my husband went ahead and got his own bundle because he was like, oh, this works. This works. So that's a little bit about my story. I think Lydia is going to share a little bit about her and what brought her to oils.
Well, for me, I have been around oils for a long time. I remember my mom saying like, oh, you have a stomach ache. Oh, you feel a little nauseous here. Put some peppermint on your tongue and it'll calm down your stomach and whatnot. But it wasn't until like now, a year ago, that I really knew all of the benefits. And it's all thanks to my sister, because it was really tough. Like, the beginning of last year, I was just going through a lot of stuff. A lot of things were happening in my family, in life, in general, and there's just a lot of traumas that I was holding on to and taking with me. And I knew deep down I wanted to process them and get past them and feel better. But honestly, there was only like a few options. And then my sister told me, hey, why don't you use this oil before you go to bed? And I literally remember being like, oh my goodness, like, we're a very organic kind of slash hippie family. I'm going to admit that, as we are already. But then I'm like, no, to my sister, like, you're not gonna give me an oil and say that it's gonna help me. I did not believe at all. But I was addicted to the smell of this oil. My body craved it, and it's all to do with that limbic system now. Like, I was stuck with this oil. I needed it. So I rubbed some on my chest, I rubbed some on my pillow before I went to bed, and I had been having awful nightmares, and I didn't have a nightmare. I felt amazing when I woke up. And it's because that oil, it's called Sarah, is specifically made to help us process emotions, and process events during the day. They could be positive ones even, but just to have a healthy way of processing them while we sleep, which is so important. So now I know why I felt that way. And I was like, what is this oil? Like, for me, it was immediate. Like, what is this? And then I got my own kit. The citrus oils were a huge addiction at first. And then just more and more have found, I see Doris laughing because I said addiction, but it's like your body starts thanking you almost, and you realize how they're able to really help you. So I kind of got started that way, and now it's just evolved. We're talking about emotions, but there's so many other things that I didn't realize were affecting my hormones, were affecting my well-being all in all, that I was using, and how simply I could switch them out. I love makeup, you guys. I love cleaning. I love my house smelling great. And I think, like, all of you can agree with me on all of those things, but I didn't realize that those things were harming me so much. So it's honestly been an awesome journey, finding out these things and seeing the mental help, but also body too. So that is kind of part of my story. Yeah, thank you guys so much. This was awesome. Um, we, I think I'm going to stop recording now so we can do a Q&A and do our giveaway and all this with you guys.